Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
And I'm Mike.
And today, another episode of Re-Get or Regret. So for those of you that might be new, Re-Get or Regret is something. We go through a handful of bottles that we recently finished. And we just give you an overview of it, whether we liked it, didn't like it, whether we think it's worth buying again, or whether I would not do it again. So we'll start with this one, since this was for a cause. This one actually, you went to a
Benefit.
that they were actually at. So this one right here,
A tribute.
okay. Well, this one right here was Regimental Whiskey. It came in 90 proof. It was $35.99. And this was good. I really like it. It's shaped like a canteen, or the military canteen and stuff. And this will be a bottle I keep, because this is actually a cool looking bottle. But it comes with a good cause, because it's veteran owned, and they do proceeds that go towards like disabled veterans and stuff like that, like people that were injured and stuff like that. The whiskey itself was legit. It was good, and it's not an outrageous price. So that would be another one, for the cause.
And they do
alone.
have one other, I believe. It's a little lower proof. I think that's all they have is two in their arsenal as right now.
Right.
It is a neat bottle.
No, it is a
The
neat
screw
bottle.
cap comes right off.
Right. So speaking of neat bottles, we got to go with this one right here. So this right here is the Lusty Claw, a Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This comes in at 90 proof also. This was $69.99. And unlike the last one, I mean, they get an A+ for the bottle design.
I 100%.
Pouring design was terrible with this rope, and it got all messy and stuff, and the head just kind of feels like it's going to come out at any time. Bottle design, A+. Price and the whiskey inside,
It's kind of definitely double the price, but it does get an A in the bottle. It's just neat even just to have around. I know you said you never do an infinity because you can't pour it for shit, but
not now. No, right. I do like the bottle, and I thought about it, but the cork is a little wanky, and then when you pour it, it's always good. It's always on that rope and stuff. So yeah, that reminds me of the Blanton's. It's like a $30 whiskey with a $30 bottle. You know what I mean? So there it is. So here's a good bottle though. Old Overholt bottled in bond, straight rye whiskey. So this one comes in at 100 proof. We got it for $24.99. So this isn't one we can get in Massachusetts. I had to have this brought in. I forgot exactly what state Steve brought it in for. Highly recommend everything by these so far.
I was going to say, I don't think we really had anything by these guys, and nothing's been crazily priced.
No, they're all well,
I think you can get this in Connecticut too, I believe.
I've never seen it. I've seen the 4, like it has a 4 on it and the regular one, but I've never seen the bottled and bond or the 114. So this one right here is the Neely Family Distilleries, the Old Jet Brothers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This one clocked in at 114.46 proof. It is this really brought a single malt thing. We got it for $71.99. This was very good. Steve actually brought this over, and we did a Mystery Mash Monday one day. He put it in the bucket and had it. It has intense flavors. I mean, it was solid. I don't know if I would buy this one per se. I might get something else by them to try it.
Probably so. I mean, the label itself, though, is hard because you can't hardly see what they're trying to project here. And a little story in the back, how the Jet Brothers came together in the 1800s or whatever and started it. There's nothing left of that factory except for like one piece that's in their new factory.
Right.
Or distillery, excuse me.
All right. This one right here is the Amador Double Barrel Blended Bourbon Whiskey, finished in Chardonnay wine barrels. It came in at 86.8 proof. We got it for $29.99. And this one was just, for a $29 bottle, it was just damn good. That's all there is to it.
And they do have a variety pack of these, too. We just haven't. It's one of those I walk by, but they do have an assortment.
Right, because I remember Troy got us one a long time ago. This one we cracked out of fire. And you know what? Whiskey's always more fun when you're having fun things. Me and Steve cracked this out of fire, and we, it went right down. I can tell you that when you're sitting by the fire. So it was just that, that's what whiskey should do. It should bring in an experience.
It is that
one was a happy. I have fond memories of that one because it was just a fun day. So there you go. We'll go with this one. This one is the Smoke Wagon Small Batch Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This comes in at 100 proof. We got it for $55. And this is one of the ones, I love the bottle design. I love it. It was just okay. And when we did it, and for that price, I remember it came up in a blind, and I always wanted to.
It didn't fare well in the blinds.
It does none of them. We haven't had a smoke wagon that has fared well in the blind.
No, it is fair. They get A- on their bottle, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd run for this.
Not for the $55. I absolutely wouldn't. Wouldn't get that one
I don't
again.
think they come cheaper. Really, I don't know if they. I haven't really seen them less than that. So.
No. So they have other expressions that might be a little bit better, but again, it's not one that I'm flocking to anymore because we couldn't get them. I got them shipped in from New York, and ever since we tried them, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm over it now. You know what I mean? One I'm not over though. This one here is the Green River Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. This comes in at 95 proof. We got it for $34.99. And honestly, I love the bottle design. I've loved everything that Green River has put out. And this did do well in blinds on there. And just for the record, I saw at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival that they had down in Kentucky this year. People went in there, and in their thing, they did have like a big shuffleboard. They were playing with the coins and stuff like that. So they do have that idea going for that. So, but again,
stole it.
Well, I don't think they stole it. They probably invented it.
They probably did.
I just said that was part of the reason why they had it. So they are using that as a thing, which good for them. That's cool. So, all right, this one right here. This was a tweener for me. So this one's the Joseph Magnus straight bourbon whiskey finished in a sherry and a cognac cask. This is just the regular Joseph Magnus, not the uncut and unfiltered. Comes in at 100 proof. We got it for $89.99. I'm changing it. I'm not tweener anymore at that price. This was good when it first opened up, but I can tell you by the end of it, I started getting that skunk cabbage flavor, like when you get it like a bad beer where you get that skunked flavor. It started leaving that. Steve and I were drinking it at the end, and I'm like, what is wrong with this? Like
this is definitely not a bottle that I flock to, and I frequently see these, and they're gonna be behind glass
for that price,
which is definitely not going to be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Even this price, I've yet to pull a trigger on it for myself. So I don't know if I would. It's 100 proof, and
we tried it.
It's okay.
It's okay, and that's about it. It didn't light me up. I can tell you what I'm drinking right now smashes that, and it happens to me. Just for a record, it's one of these Thomas Moores, and we got them for like $29.99. These things
I don't know where I've yet to see them for that price, and I'm glad.
Even at the $60 no, Steve found a store that said they were trying to get. We bought you some out of them, and just. I forgot how good that is until you go back to it. And I'm like, fantastic. Oh my God, I was trying not to
hit yours.
Yeah, I forgot what I forgot what I poured. Well, I'll just go with this one because I picked it up. Another good bottle on this one. So this one's the George Dickel Bourbon. It comes in at 90 proof. We got it for $29.99. And again, I know a lot of you are Dickel haters, or I shouldn't say a lot of you. Some of you are, some of you aren't. To me, this is just super solid for what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I do like their bottled and bond better. That's harder to find, ironically, than the bourbon is. I can't find a bottled and bond in Massachusetts.
Even the bourbon isn't around heavily, but
the amount of flavor in the years for that amount of price is just phenomenal.
No, it's definitely, if you wanted to stay on a low and it's that good. But if you were going on a hunting trip or fishing trip, you really wouldn't care what anyone does with it. No, it's $30. It's not like you just spent 90 or 50, and things happen when you go on men trips.
No, I 100% agree. And it was funny. My buddy Jimmy was over, and he was drinking like Wellers because he likes the Weller and stuff. And then I poured him one of these in secret. He was like, what am I drinking? He's like, I like this. And I was like, oh, see, it's a quarter of the price.
I'd say less than that because you can't get those. They're usually behind glass.
Yep. So last but not least, this one's the Driftless Glen Bourbon Whiskey. This comes in at 96 proof. This happened to be our batch one. We got it for $29.99. And I got,
and we finished it.
Yep. Whiskey ain't made to look at. Batch one, batch 100. It doesn't matter to me. It's supposed to go in the gullet. It's not supposed to sit on the shelf and look pretty.
I'm not crying.
But it does look pretty. I got to be honest with you. I love their bottles. Fantastic. I like that they got the little grippies for the little tiny hands like mine. But $29.99 for it. It's good tasting whiskey. It is a good looking bottle for a short amount of money.
And it's a heavy weight. It's a nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Everything they have, they didn't skip on anything. So
nope.
They get a great design.
No, absolutely. So, well, there you go. There's our regret for this week. And so stay tuned. We'll have another one coming soon. But any suggestions or comments, leave them down below. Love to hear from everybody. That being said, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less, drink more. Cheers.